Welsh repertoire, taking a quick shot in the half court.
Alamir Dawes. He answers with a three of his own off the miss by Welch. 4-point lead for the Tigers.
You've got to pressure Dawes. That's what he can do. He can step back and create space. You've got to put pressure on him because he tends to turn the ball over under pressure.
6 straight by the Tigers. Holmes outside, Attaway thinks about it, tries it, misses. The rebound grabbed and then thrown off the leg of Collins. Oshuniyi with great hustle there.
Well, St. Bonaventure cannot get caught up in the moment here. They've taken a couple quick contested shots, and they need to run the ball through Oshuniyi because he's a terrific passer from the high post, or run it down to him on the box.
Attaway looked like he was going to go with a step-back jumper, then tried to pass at the last minute and threw it away.
Looks like St. Bonaventure sped up a little bit too much. Maybe they're a little bit too hyped for the moment. They've been in a lot of big-time games. They will settle down.
Nick Honor, who had that huge first half in the quarterfinal win over Temple yesterday, into Hunter Tyson, fadeaway Jay. Hunter Tyson, impressive.
Well, Brad Brownell, you can see his game plan. He's going to try to exploit the bigs. He's going to try to drag Oshun, the shot blocker, out to the perimeter, and then they'll post up, and they have a big size advantage with Tyson on the low box.
Lofton misses wildly. Clemson with the advantage early, 6-point lead. They've hit on their first 3 field goals. Logo 3 by Nick Honor. Nick Honor with a long 3. Mark Schmidt wants a timeout. 11 straight by Clemson to open. Nick Honor is a big fan of the TD Arena so far. He has been lights out. His 3 helping to give Clemson an 11-2 lead. 11 points in a row to start this game in terms of the run after a early bucket by St. Bonaventure.
Oh, good timeout by Mark Schmidt, just to settle his team down. I mean, too many jump shots. That's an open jump shot, but still they're shooting a little bit too quickly. They usually change sides of the floor once or twice in a half-court possession. The ball's kind of sticking on one side of the floor, and they're shooting contested shots.
As a result, 5 straight misses for the Bonnies. Dawes missing. Holmes tries to get by 2 defenders in Tyson and Hall, and he draws the foul.
Well, that's why St. Bonaventure is so tough, because Mark Schmidt is one of the best half-court offensive coaches around, but when they have the opportunity, they are going to push it down your throat.
That's the first against P.J. Hall of Clemson. Big day yesterday for Jaron Holmes, 4th career double-double. He ends the run of Clemson of 11 straight.
Well, you could see what Brad Brownell's game plan is early on the offensive end, and we wondered how he was going to attack Oshuniyi, because the fact that he's such a great shot blocker, but the 2 bigs from Clemson in Tyson and Hall both have the ability to shoot threes. He's matched up against Hall, so Hall's been out on the perimeter, takes the shot blocker out to the 3-point line, which will open up the inside for Tyson.
All ready for Clemson. All 5 starters have scored for the Tigers. It's an 11-4 game after the pair of free throws by Holmes. Ben Middlebrooks getting some run. Collins in the paint. Gets rejected by Oshuniyi. Whoa.
Well, the timing of Oshuniyi is so special. The ability to slide from the weak side and say a little Dikembe Mutombo, no sir, get that out of here.
No.
Well, the other special thing about Oshuniyi is that he has that ability to play people on the perimeter and also step out and take charges.
Collins leaning in with 1 to shoot, and that's an air ball. So the wild card in this game is the defense of St. Bonaventure.
For himself as well.
Nick Honor has not missed yet in this tournament.
Let's not also forget Clemson's defense have come out rock solid. So impressed with them yesterday. They know what they're doing. They have a game plan defensively, how to guard the pick and roll, how to help from the weak side, rotation, and they use their length to their advantage because they constantly have their hands active and get a lot of deflections.
The Bonnies down 7. Early stages, first half. Ball deflected off the feed from Welch to Oshuniyi. .13 to shoot for the Bonnies. Welch, an air ball. The scoring drought continues from the field. No field goals in over 4 minutes now for St. Bonaventure.
That was a good play by St. Bonaventure. Welch just stepped back. He didn't have enough power on the shot.
Honor trying to find some space. Dribbles around, outside. Dawes in. Kick out Collins, 3. Rebound by Oshuniyi.
We've got to get this ball moving from side to side, work through the high post, get some cutting going on, some action away from the basketball.
Holmes looking to throw it in. Does so. Oshuniyi banging down low, draws a whistle.
Well, I like when they run their offense through Oshuniyi because of the fact that has that ability to score. He's an ever improving offensive player. He doesn't have good low post position on this play, but still, he has his eyes open. He's ready. If they make a mistake on the weak side with their rotations, he's going to find an open Bonnie's player for a good-looking shot.
Foul line pass for Holmes, but first, it'll be a hold. David Collins picks up the whistle. That's his first, third foul applied to the Tigers.
Well, St. Bonaventure putting some pressure on Clemson defense by sending Holmes and Lofton off some weak side screens.
Holmes cranks a 3. Can't hit. Tyson in the air for the board. Catch and shoot. Hunter Tyson off. Team's top three-point shooter percentage-wise so far this season is Tyson. Short on the other way from Lofton, and an easy rebound for Hunter Tyson.
Hunter Tyson's 6'8", long. They're going to try to take advantage of that matchup with Jalen Attaway on him on the perimeter. There's a steal.
Lofton picks Dawes clean, drops it in. Welch missed the shot. Player control foul going the other way.
Well, Hunter Tyson had no chance except to give up his body. St. Bonaventure too tight. You see 4 players all around the basketball. They have to space out, and what happened, they ran the lanes too tightly to each other, and Tyson just made the play very easily. If they were spread out a little bit, Lofton would have given the ball up much sooner.
That's the first on Holmes, and you're right there. That bunch, you have the numbers 4-on-1, but if you can't execute, it can lead to bad things as it did there.
Right, I meant Holmes would have given the ball up. I mean, they're very unselfish in their transition game. They just happen to get bunched up on the play. And right now, St. Bonaventure can't get anything going. That was a missed opportunity.
Honor will toss it in with 19 to shoot for Clemson. Into Chase Hunter. He can't convert. Loose ball out to the Bonnies. Holmes. His runner in the lane is no good. Tipped around. Gets it back. And now they'll pull it out momentarily. Attaway moving around. His jumper's no good. And the loose ball taken by Honor. Doesn't have the numbers.
Well, Clemson's defense will not relent. Every shot St. Bonaventure has taken basically has been under duress.
Both defenses cranking things up. 10 straight missed shots combined. And that will lead us to a whistle here. It'll be charged to Holmes.
I like that Jaron Holmes in the last couple of possessions, though, has tried to force the issue in transition because look looks like it's going to be a struggle to score in the half court against this Clemson defense, and loosen them up a little bit. They have to keep attacking and try to get numbers in trans.
That's the second on Holmes. Honor. The kick to Collins. Head fake. Hops in the lane and scores.
Well, smart move by Collins. You know, St. Bonaventure has to understand he's not a three-point shooter. They kind of closed out, not under control, and he'll take advantage every time. You've got to lay off Collins, make him shoot the ball from the perimeter.
Largest lead of the game for Clemson. The Bonnies have missed on 10 straight. Coulibaly, he's off.
Coulibaly, as we used to say, there's a reason you're open. They're leaving you open out there because they don't think you can make that shot. He needs to keep moving the ball.
P.J. Hall working the baseline, banks it in. 11-point lead, 15-4.
Is he a tough out? Hall steps out, makes shots, can face, put it on the floor, and then the reverse from the box.
Lofton, tough jumper, ends the scoring drought for St. Bonaventure.
Yeah, it's got to run through Lofton and home.
Has to be happy with the developments early on here. It's a 9-point lead for Clemson over St. Bonaventure. Derek Jones and Tim Welsh with you from Charleston, South Carolina. Semifinal round action. Backdoor feed, Collins reverse layup, got blocked. And if that's on Lofton, that's his second. Looks like it will be charged to Welch, I believe. Yes, Welch and Lofton were there. Welch will get tagged with a foul.
No, great set coming out of the timeout by Brad Brownell. Just Shiflin out on the perimeter. Another big at 6'7", 6'8". Freshman makes plays. Nice, perfect bounce pass to Collins on the back door from the baseline.
Honor will head out. Collins looking for the second. Can't get it. Tip taken by Attaway. Biggest deficit of the tournament faced so far by St. Bonaventure. And a steal. Collins will add to it. Hammers it home with the right hand.
Well, loose cross-court passes against this Clemson defense is a recipe for disaster. You've got to be precise. You've got to have movement. You've got to get the offense going, not from point to point, but it's got to be from point to wing.
Ian Shefflin will pick up the foul here, bumping in the Lofton.
Collins just smells this. He sees it. He reads it perfectly. It's like a safety in football. This is the pick six all over the place. Just a loose pass into the flats. And St. Bonaventure running a lot of their offense east and west. They're not getting into the gaps. They're not getting the ball below the foul line. They need to start attacking north and south.
Good start for David Collins. He's got 7. For the Tigers, who lead it by 12. Attaway, long distance, and connects.
Good job by Attaway keeping his feet set, but again, another set where the ball never really got below the three-point line, but they needed something to break the ice.
A rare field goal from someone other than Kyle Lofton at the start of this game. Hunter throws up an air ball. Attaway on the move. Linton Brown surveying. Into Attaway, puts it in.
Well, Attaway ran over, I believe it was Collins. They kind of collided, and Collins went down, and Attaway stayed on his feet. And Oshunyi, ever aware, always aware from the top. Perfect dime below, and a great finish.
This is the challenge for Clemson when this crowd gets engaged. Hunter, short. Oshunyi rebound. Lofton drifting outside. Holmes 3. Missed it. Loose out the Dawes.
Good sprint back by St. Bonaventure. Dawes was looking to attack in transition. They're going to run their half-court stuff.
Dawes layup. Tough shot. Loose to Holmes. Flip to Lofton. Attaway on the attack, tried to bank it in, left it a little short.
Well, Dawes kind of an ill-advised shot in that last possession, taking it right at Oshundiyi. And the thing is, they've got to stay patient, try to drag him away from the basket, get him out of that shot blocking area.
Shefflin connects. Ian Shefflin, the big showing the range from deep.
All the bigs from Clemson can do that. Hunter Tyson, P.J. Hall, and now Ian Shefflin, the pick and pop on the perimeter.
10-point lead for the Tigers. Attaway goes at Shefflin. Fadeaway Jay from the foul line.
That's a good read by Attaway. I mean, Shefflin did a pretty good job of cutting him off, not allowing him that angle to get all the way to the rim, but he just made an even tougher shot. A little fadeaway, great footwork.
Dawes will launch. He's off. Oshundiyi rebound. Lofton, foul line. Oshundiyi down low, and he is fouled by David Collins, who can't believe it.
Well, the last few possessions, St. Bonaventure is doing a much better job getting the ball below the foul line, trying to attack the rim. It's not always clean and pretty, but they have to keep trying to force the ball in there. That'll give them that opportunity for the defense to rotate over, and maybe they can get some putbacks from the weak side on the offensive glass.
Collins will take his 2 fouls to the bench. Shefflin out as well. Honor, Dawes, Hunter Tyson as well, joining P.J. Hall back out on the floor for the Tigers, up by 8. Lofton tried to throw it to Oshundiyi and turned it over. 3-on-1. Hunter, layup, left hand, missed it. The follow by Hall is off, and that goes out of bounds. So now we've seen both sides with fast break opportunities clear and just not able to convert.
Well, no one's going to let you touch home plate without a couple of hands, arms, bodies right in your way. Both these teams are physical. They're not no layups, as they used to say in the 80s when the Celtics and Lakers played. And there's no layups today, no freebies.
Still an 8-point game. Holmes trying to shake Nick Honor. Oshundiyi. The kick out. Holmes 3, straight on. Connects.
Well, sometimes when your offense isn't clicking, you have to get away from the playbook, and they're just doing that right now. They're just playing basketball. They're trying to throw the ball into the low post. They're putting their head down and trying to get into the lane and make opportunities. And that time, the inside-out play gave him the open opportunity on the perimeter.
Hall, right-handed shot is good from the baseline.
Whoa. Elevation, Kevin McHale-like.
He gives a stare right back into the crowd behind the Bonnie's bench. Holmes leaning in, too strong. Honor. They find Hunter Tyson. Dawes for 3, that's good.
That time, St. Bonaventure did not run back and identify and gave them an opportunity. They sprinted back, but they didn't match up quickly enough and gave Dawes the open look.
The number 22 ranked team in the country, they have their hands full right now. Clemson up 10. 6:40 left. First half. Semifinal round action. The second semifinal will take place later on tonight at 7 o'clock. The 3 by Brown missing. Dawes rebound. Stepping into it, Dawes 3. That spins out somehow, went halfway down.
That might have been a little quick, but Brad Brownell said that's okay. We're starting to feel it on offense.
Lofton with the crossover. Fadeaway Jay, that's off. Tyson rebound.
Now, one issue St. Bonaventure has is that they're one and done. The bigs for Clemson are cleaning up the glass, and they've got to try to get some activity from Welch and Attaway on the backside to get some second chance opportunities.
Naz Bohannon dealing with Brown. Hall launches and scores. P.J. Hall, the bigs of Clemson, they can drag out near the perimeter.
Well, they do such a good job of reading. They don't just stand still and say, I'm open. They slide into open gaps. They look and read their defender and take what the defense gives them. That time, Hall saw his defender step in. He stepped out.
Brown, his layup, no good. Honor gets a step on Holmes. His layup is in. How did he get that to go? Nick Honor, 9-0 run for the Clemson Tigers. They lead it by 14, largest lead of the game. Timeout on the floor with 5:18 left to go. What a push there by Nick Honor.
Forward in this tournament, he's going to say, well, listen, we need you to push the pedal and score more. But they've got such great balance. When you talk about Tyson and the Dawes' ability just to step up on threes, Hall, the pick and pops, and Collins' ability to just to get in the lane with that powerful guard body, they have a lot of different ways to score.
To borrow a baseball term, Nick Honor so far pitching a perfect game from the field in this tournament.
Well, Clemson's pitching a perfect game on the defensive end of the floor. I mean, St. Bonaventure has one offensive rebound, and when you shoot 26% from the floor, you've got to find some way to create some offense. They're doing a better job trying to force the issue, but Clemson is such a good, solid unit defensively, it's very difficult to get good looks.
Holmes can't get it to go. The follow by Oshunyi, that's no good as well, and he's slow to get to his feet. Honor. Well, this is an interesting matchup here. Dawes. Long J from Hall off. Oshunyi rebound.
Well, Mark Schmidt's calling one of his sets out. I like when they run the high post offense and have all the cutters from the wings and try to get some mismatches on the weak side.
Welch pops out. Tried to throw it in the lane to Oshunyi, and it's a turnover.
Well, solid team defense. The weak side was all in the paint.
Dawes to the rack. Contested layup by Oshunyi. Great job there. Lofton crossing over, can't score, loose. The battle continues, and it's a Clemson possession ahead for Honor. Honor launches. First miss of the tournament. Attaway rebound. Maybe I jinxed him.
Well, Lofton and Holmes, they have to continue to try to get to the rim, but the bigs for Clemson are doing a great job on the weak side, coming over and contesting even after he beats his man off the bounce.
Oshunyi. They've tried to get that ball in there to Oshunyi. It's now Holmes. His three rattles out.
Well, Clemson's bigs are pushing Oshunyi off the box down low, and he's not doing a very good job of trying to repost, and he's got to use his quickness. He's not going to outmuscle the two bigs of Clemson. He's got to try to outquick them.
He has 7 rebounds already, but no points. Hunter Tyson. He drives and throws it down. Hunter Tyson flexes a little bit after that throwdown.
Well, again, we saw Clemson try to post up their bigs on the smaller wings of St. Bonaventure. That time he just faced and went right by Attaway.
Attaway answers with a bucket to cut it to a 14-point lead.
He answers Tyson, says, I got you. Let's go. Let's go again.
Hall looking for help. The drop to Honor, and Honor kisses it off the backboard for 2 more.
I'm surprised Oshunyi didn't come over on the weak side. He got attached to his man. He stayed right with Hall instead of rotating over to block the shot.
Welch, an air ball. Not in rhythm from 3 today, St. Bonaventure. 2 of 8 out of the last media timeout. Dawes, Euro in the lane. Can't get the shot to fall. Attaway on the move. First ever meeting between these two programs. Lofton, lobbed into Oshunyi. Swings a pass to Welch for 3. That is good.
Well, Oshunyi is so good at finding people. You know, he wasn't trying to make a move. He was pushed off the box again, but Welch did a good job of sliding behind the defense on the weak side. Still made a tough shot, but they'll take it because Clemson, every time down, makes you work so hard to get a good look.
1:24 left to go. First half, 13-point lead for Clemson. As the Tigers Early on, in control, thanks to Hunter Tyson.
Result in a Class B technical. Officials going right by the book. We like that early. Early in November.
Jordan, Sean, and Chris will have the halftime report. How about P.J. Hall down low and a timeout called by Coach Brownell.
Well, the footwork of the bigs, Clemson, you don't see that in today's game much. Everybody wants to face, even the bigs, they want to come out and be a guard. But Hunter Tyson can shoot the ball, P.J. Hall can shoot the ball, but they've got great back to the basket moves. They can turn and face. They've got great ball fakes. And Clemson does a great job giving them space within the half-court offense to make one-on-one moves into the paint.
It's been an impressive first half for Clemson here. If you're St. Bonaventure, and you know you can lean on that defense, but out of that last time out, they were shooting 27% to start.
You got to try to take Clemson out of their rhythm. I think that's where it starts. And their defense has been solid, but they put so much pressure on you because you don't know what to take away. Because if you take away Honor and his shot, he's going to give the ball up and find Dawes on the perimeter, or Collins is going to make a play. And then if you start paying too much attention to that, then they're going to run things through Tyson and Hall, either on the inside or the outside with the pick and pop or the pick and slips.
Let's see it in this final minute. St. Bonaventure can get some momentum going towards the tail end of the first half into the second half session. It's been a rough go of things thus far offensively for the Bonnies. Welch, he'll try a three and hits. Dominic Welch.
Well, that's a good sign for Bonnies, not only because it went in, but if you can extend Clemson's defense a little bit, then maybe that'll open up some gaps where you can get the ball going to the rim.
4 of 12 from deep. The Bonnies struggling, but trying to find their way from the outside. Tyson can't convert. Bohannon gives chase, but not in time. Bonnies ball.
Well, let's see Mark Schmidt. He's going to try to run something for Kyle Lofton here to get him going into the half and give them a little bit better of a feeling, at least, that they're hanging in here against Clemson. And that's the other thing. You got to just keep going. You got to keep running your stuff, and hopefully, there's such a well-coached, solid team that they may take at some point get a 3 or 4 minute gap where they take their foot off the pedal on the defensive end of the floor to get yourself somehow back into this game, get the game under 10.
15 seconds for Lofton to use. He's been quiet for a long time. Goes glass, can't get it. Tip is good by Oshuniyi. Bohannon trying to go the other way with 1 second. Lobs one towards the rim. That's just short. And that closes out the first half. 10-point lead for P.J. Hall and the Clemson Tigers. He has 9. Got through play yesterday, but trying to get loose again after hitting the floor.
Well, you can see he's just trying to set a tone defensively. Just don't come in here. You're not going to get easy shots in this second half. And I think I liked what St. Bonaventure did at the end of the first half is Kyle Lofton somehow, some way got himself to the rim. And he missed the shot, but when you miss shots, you're going to get the help from Clemson. And that will give you a chance on the backside to get an offensive rebound.
They get their second offensive rebound of the day, but Hall unable to get his shot to drop. Let's see if St. Bonaventure can cut into this deficit. Lofton and Holmes still trying to get into rhythm offensively. Teams' leading scorers this season have been held in check. Attaway connects from deep.
Well, there's a mismatch that Mark Schmidt tried to take advantage of in the first half. Jalen Attaway was the only person basically from St. Bonaventure who consistently got open looks because they ran some stuff through him, and defensively, Tyson has a problem guarding him on the perimeter.
Collins in the Hall. Hall contested and blocked by Holmes. Holmes to the rim, missed the layup.
Holmes just a little out of control. He had that hesitation move. He probably should have just jump stopped at the rim and then just exploded up. Instead, his momentum took him to the baseline.
Hall has the three spin out. Back come the Bonnies. Welch lobbed it. Looked like Oshuni got a hand on it, and now the turnover off the errant pass. Collins steals it from Lofton.
Lofton just loose with the basketball. He might have got fouled out there, but I think he should have just taken his time. And Bonaventure can't get caught up into a rat race. They got to make sure they get organized after the steal.
Honor. Straight on three, Hall, count it.
That's the problem. You've got to be aware on the backside, the pick and pops. Their bigs really read the defense well, and that time it was Hall, had his feet set, no one rotated up.
How much stress does that put on a defense when the bigs drag you out behind the arc?
Oh, it's very stressful, but not only that, they do a great job just reversing the ball. They have a lot of misdirection plays, and they know where to go on the weak side.
Lofton from deep. So Kyle Lofton cuts the deficit down to 7 again.
Well, we know he's been working on that a lot, and if he adds that to his game on a consistent basis, he's going to be unguardable. But right now, St. Bonaventure, a little bit more pop in their step, a little more confidence coming out of the locker room.
Hall nearly losing the handle. Dawes feeds the post. Hall in trouble, misses the shot.
Good job by St. Bonaventure staying home on the perimeter. Hall wanted to pitch it out for an open three, but everybody stayed on their man instead of ball watch.
The Bonnies really haven't been super close in terms of getting this thing down to a one-possession game. They got it to 5 at 21-16 and then got hit with another run. Shot clock to 2. Lofton launches, and it hits off the glass. That'll be a shot clock violation. I'm not sure if he was aware where he was with the clock.
Watch Hall here on that little pick and roll. He draws the two defenders, the pick and pop at the top, and Attaway's just a touch slow at the top. And there's Lofton doing a nice job off that little fade screen on the wing to knock it down.
Tyson. Again, Hall. Hits again from deep.
And we wondered what the game plan was going to be, and you see sometimes in-game changes that Brad Brownell will work, and that time P.J. Hall staying out on the perimeter, dragging Oshunyi out to the perimeter, not close enough on the contest.
Coming out of high school, Hall was the #1 prospect in the state of South Carolina. Showing a little bit as to why.
Well, Oshunyi can guard people out there on the perimeter. He just was a little slow to contest, but what it does, it drags him away from the basket and will give Clemson opportunities to go to the rim.
Lofton again from deep. He's heating up.
He sure is, and he looks pretty comfortable and confident doing it, and he's coming off those little pin down screens ready to lock and load.
Averaging 17 per game. That foul, by the way, on the other end for Clemson, charged to Hunter Tyson. Trapped at the baseline is Collins. Oh. The